What up, YouTube? This is Chef, New Zealand Murder History Podcast. Check this out. Over here, this is the Maitai Motor Camp. Now, this is where Nicole Jean Barker, Jean's her middle name, Nicole Barker, she lived up here in a motorhome when she was trying to escape her abusive partner, but, things didn't go well, to say the least. I've actually got a scripted podcast today we're going to do, so, but before we do, check this out. Let's have a look around. This is a nice place. Maitai. There's a toy bush. This is where people in Nelson come when they want to kick it out of the city for a minute, you know? Go for a bushwalk in the New Zealand bush. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's lovely. In fact, Maitai means black pine in Maori. It's a kind of tree. They have a lot of forestry up here. Pine tree. You get the picture. But yeah, it's not a bad place to go camping. Of course, you can't really quite see the campground. There's a bunch of trees in the way, but it's okay. It gives people their privacy. Alrighty, there we go. Actually, hang on. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Alright. Maitai Motor Camp Murder-Suicide. This episode of New Zealand Murder History Podcast will discuss family violence, gun violence, murder and suicide. It's totally not suitable for children. Kids, click off, please. Also, anyone suffering from PTSD or anyone who's deeply affected by suicide, also click off and contact your doctor or call one of the many 0800 numbers available. My show's just for educational purposes and to educate the New Zealand public who care to listen that our legal system is broke and corrupt. However, in this case, the killer would not be facing the courts. I mean, some could argue that he escaped his punishment, but, I think, actually, in this case, I don't even know what to think, but yeah, it's all bad. Sources used include 6th of April 2010, Otago Daily Times, article, Praise for Campsite Evacuation After Shooting. Also, NZ Herald website, www.nzherald.co.nz, 6th of April 2010 article. Police name couple killed in campground shooting. Also, stuff.co.nz article. Maitai murder-suicide highlights domestic violence. And that one's April the 30th, 2012, the article. But yeah, so a few sources used, but there's not actually a hell of a lot of information about this one online. But anyway, Nicole Jean Barker was 49 when she met her abusive partner, 51-year-old at the time, Thomas Haikai. The Christchurch couple met in the public library in New Brighton. Listen, people. Here's what I do know. The couple, they met in mid-2009, and 1 year later, they would both die. Basically, this abusive relationship was always on and off, which I understand to mean that Nicole Jean Barker was always trying to break it off with Thomas Haikai. I think the couple, well, she wasn't at first, but they sort of ended up in some kind of semi-homeless situation up here, where she was trying to escape him. But one source says that they came up here together. But anyway, I think, yeah, so Thomas Haikai, I don't think he was ever really like a down and out homeless, dressed in rags kind of homeless, but he wasn't doing great. So he lost his job as he was a caregiver for the elderly in a rest home, but he got heavy-handed with some resident and he lost his job. So I think he ended up, maybe he was crashing on people's couches, kind of homeless, you know what I mean? But anyway, he was a highly abusive, manipulative, violent, and suicidal man. One time, he tried to end it after Nicole Jean Barker said she didn't want to be with him. But then they got back together. Another time, he drank peroxide in an attempt to end it, and I believe Nicole Jean Barker got him medical attention. You see, Nicole had 2 kids to a previous relationship, and I think with Thomas Haikai, she took on kind of like a mother role. I mean, like the bloke needed looking after, you know what I mean? And she was just a really nice lady, and she, I guess she just didn't want anything bad to happen to him, but, you know. He took her kindness for weakness. And that's how it played out in their relationship. Anyway, long story short, she left Christchurch for Nelson to get away from the violent puppet master. But due to guilt or reasons unknown, she would sometimes see him again. And they would stay together in the caravan up here. I think she was trying to get away to Nelson. But anyway, I don't believe they moved as a couple. It did say so in one source, but like I said, information is few and far between in this one. Nicole Jean Barker brought a caravan and moved to the Maitai Motor Camp ground as a solution to her unhappy relationship. Thomas Haikai's solution was to buy a shotgun. Maitai Valley is a lovely place. I like it, and I like to think that Nicole Jean Barker was happy here for at least some of her last days. Nicole asked Thomas to leave her caravan, but he refused, so Nicole left instead. Going to see a friend for support, they came up with a plan for Nicole to move out of the Maitai Valley Motor Camp the very next day. All the while, Thomas Haikai was texting Nicole, saying, "Please don't kick me out. I have nowhere to go." Using guilt to leverage her, that was an ongoing pattern. Monday the 5th of April was the day of the shooting. The only good thing about that day is Nicole Jean Barker's 2 kids were with their dad. Witnesses saw a man carrying a firearm enter one of the caravans at 20 past 11 in the morning, followed by a woman screaming and shotgun blasts. Nicole was hit in the left hip and then shot through the stomach. The staff didn't waste time evacuating the other campers and calling police. Thomas Haikai then went back to his car, possibly to get more ammunition. I think he might have been using a double-barreled shotgun. I don't know if it was a double-barrel or pump action, but anyway, he went back to his car, and then he went back to Nicole's caravan and put a pillow under her head, so she's lying in the middle of the caravan floor. And Thomas Haikai, well, he snuggles up next to his dead girlfriend and shoots himself dead. Possible headshot. I couldn't find any information online as to where he shot himself. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the story. Details of suicides are usually suppressed by the coroner in New Zealand, but this time the coroner wanted to highlight danger of family violence, so they allowed it. Yeah. Nicole Jean Barker was an English lady, and Thomas Haikai was a Maori bloke. I think, anyway. Haikai sounds Maori to me, but could be an islander. I'm not really sure. He used to work in a Christchurch rest home, but was fired for badly restraining an elderly resident. So yeah, if you're in an abusive relationship, be you female, male, or non-binary, whatever, just get out. Get out now. Nicole Jean Barker, she almost made it, and they say that's the most dangerous time. She was so close, she could almost taste freedom. Still, it's a good effort, She did her best. So if you know someone who's a victim of family violence, don't judge them. You may think to yourself, well, why don't they just leave? But, you got to take into account the intimidation, financial control, loss of strength due to constant bullying, manipulation, of course, and the brainwashing. Let's not forget that. So, it's not always so simple. I'm actually going to link a contact number for the Women's Refuge in the description. Anyone watching this in a bad relationship, like get out now, or at least set a plan in motion, And good luck. From New Zealand Murder History Podcast. I don't want to be writing an episode about you too. Have a good one, everybody. Safe dating, happy life. Alright, show's over. I'm out of here.